Hi, how's it going? Living in Boulder vlog for the 18th of September 2020. I haven't done a video for a few days because I got overwhelmed with my project that I'm working on now. I decided to work on a thing on my website project that is extra time consuming. It's one of those low priority things. Leave them for later, but then I decided to do it again, to do it anyway. I have a tendency to do the low priority things that are super time consuming in a time in my life where I've recently decided to go ahead and bust my ass on my website. You know, like when I have lots of extra time, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm like burn time like it's rocket fuel. Yeah, on the Saturn V rocket. And so then that's why I kind of started working on this thing. And it's on Atlantis. It's decided to get all the different bike racer distances. And because my thing, I like to combine time and space, and that combines time and space of all the different distances, and then divide them up into levels and have sample races that have lots of different people. And I decided to do the Ironman, which is 112 miles with 2,215 people. And then there was the half Ironman, which has 1,478 people. So yeah, I decided to go for it. And so I was like, what the hell did I get myself into? So I kind of was like, oh shit, maybe I should just go into time killing mode, you know, so that by the time kind of cryogenically freeze my brain so that by the time I actually start thinking about what I'm doing, I'm already almost done with it. So it doesn't really matter anyway. So yeah, that was kind of why I stopped doing the videos, but I was kind of like embarrassed to be like, yeah, I'm still working on this super time consuming thing again today. So, yeah, so anyways, where I'm at now, it got to like 2,000 on the Ironman, the 2,215 people. I got up to like 2,000 to the point where the speed differentiation was a lot different. So I spaced the speed more farther apart, so I get to be more arbitrary, discretionary in my where I place them. And I should have done that since the beginning. It would have been faster because I was doing like math on every single one that I could. But anyway, so I decided to leave the last 200 for that for later. So I did 2,000. So I pretty much finished it, you know, most of the way through. And then I started working on the half, and so I'm at 400 on the half, which is 1/3 of the way through. So almost, yeah, I'm like 5/6 of the way through the big one and 1/3 of the way through the smaller one. So yeah, and that's just tracing them because after that I have to then add the colors for the women because I have two colors: blue for men, pink for women. And that's the only other time-consuming thing on that. But so after I do these, and I don't know how many more days until I'm done with these two big ones. I got bogged down a lot because on my website, the lists that I got them from were not finished. Like they weren't perfect. They had too many mistakes on them. And so I had to rebuild the full Ironman one at one point from halfway through. And then I had to rebuild the half Ironman one from like 400. And then I realized there was a problem at 230. So I did build it again from 230. I built it twice. It's not as big of a deal now because the computers are bigger. Like I have a 2017 Mac that I'm working on, a laptop, and it has, you know, a HTML page that has a race that has 1,476 people, 78 people, and then like one other race. It's for it's for that distance. And before, when I built this with the other computer that I got at Radio Shack in 2012, I would have had to break it out, each one of the blocks out for each one, but I didn't have to take anything out. It was a little bit slower, but I could just punch it in and just, yeah. So, if you have to go from 230 to 1478, so that's 1,200 people, renumbering all those, it's not really that big of a deal when the computer can keep up with you. So, anyway, and I think that's why it got screwed up in the beginning, because the fucking computer was so goddamn slow that I'm here going, and by the time the fucking computer's done thinking, now my brain has gone loopy. You know what I mean? So I can't keep up. So then you start skipping numbers and it's out of control. So anyway, because I'm here looking at this like, how could it have gotten so fucked? That's the whole story on my website. I was looking at the time trial page of the 90K race, 56-kilometer-mile race that I'm working on, the half Ironman, and the 5 columns weren't at 20%. They were like at different widths. And so I look, and they were never set at 20%. Like when I build when I insert a 5-column table on my website now, I make sure that all columns are 20%. Whether I'm building it, I'm collecting it from another page, copying it from another page where I store it, or building it from scratch, I make sure it has 20%. But apparently with that, I forgot to make sure, So anyways, so that was a thing that took a lot of time out, like a lot overall with all the different problems. And because a couple of them, the times were screwed up. It was like 4:15, 6:15. Oh, whoops, on like 2 of them. But so yeah, there's a lot of people on my website now. There's like 400 people at any given moment. There's 300 or 400 people on my website, but they're all from India. In America, there's like 2, so I'm a superstar in India. Like Hyderabad, there's like 50 people, 35, 40 people on my website at any given time. I think it's because I have the Mahabharata. I have all the Indian ancient texts on my website. So since I did the video last, I decided to do some extra stuff. I'm going to, because after I'm done putting the Ironman and the half Ironman, then I'm going to put a 40-kilometer, and I'm going to get that because there isn't like the 40-kilometer time trial. Actually, there's state championships all over. So I got a bunch of those and I threw them together, because there's no like, a triathlon, Olympic triathlon. Maybe there was an Olympic triathlon in Boulder, but I didn't collect the results of the Olympic triathlon in Boulder. If I had started this from the beginning, I would have, because it keeps it consistent, but I don't need it because I already have like 500 people collected from all these other distances. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna fix that on my website, and then once I get that numbered, I can then put all those people on the 40-kilometer route on my Atlantis. And I already did the 20-kilometer from this one time trial that is 500 people. And then I have the other distances too. So I'm going to add all of them on Atlantis, because Atlantis is going to be a map of everything that I can think of. So that's going to take a while. And after I'm done with that, then I'm going to go into Atlantis and do the nuclear bombs. All the nuclear bombs that have interesting stuff on them, I'm going to put them, like information about them and stuff. I'm going to put them on my Atlantis, like, and include all the pictures of it from the distances that they said and everything, as well as all the different planes and helicopters we've had from the heights and stuff. And then, but I decided to go ahead and place all those people from the bike racer levels, all the distances on Boulder as well, for when I make Boulder Rome and Boulder. So, because I already did the time on building it on Atlantis, and so that's a lot of steps that I already did, so it'll be quicker. It'll take a while. It'll be quicker to repeat on Boulder, but I think it's worth it in the long run because you can superimpose lots of stuff on it. Anyways, I'm going to keep this under 10 minutes, and I think I'll start doing my videos every day. I was just testing to see if I can do it in a reasonable time, but I think I can, even with all those snafus on the website. All right, talk to you tomorrow.